Hello again, I'm Bob Colt, and we're continuing our conversations in Charlotte Public Schools. Brian, Mr. Nutrition, I don't know that I would have ever thought that we would appear on camera with a Got Milk football. What are we doing here?
It's part of our Fuel Up to Play 60. United Dairy and NFL have teamed together to encourage kids to eat healthy and exercise 60 minutes a day. So it is a fun approach. The kids like it. Adults have fun too, but it's all just to get kids out there exercising and eating healthy daily.
So football and milk, kind of a good combination.
That's great.
And so you are all about nutrition and health in the school district. And so what's the overall goal of what you're trying to do?
It's getting more children actually doing activities. One of our Fuel Up to Play 60s kickoff we had on homecoming day, October 11th, and we went outside. We set up a display for football, milk, for the students. It's at the Q, so on their lunch hour, their recess time, they came out. We set up a relay where the students had a football jersey on, they held a football, they ran down around a giant hunk of cheese, came back. They had to take the jersey off, put it on the next student, they ran down. So it was a competition. We had 3 lines going, it was fun. We had other activities going on. There was a tug of war, and the students could sign a big pledge to commit to eating healthy and exercising 60 minutes a day. We had buttons and giveaways. Actually,
well, show that. Go ahead.
One of our t-shirts that we had, so I brought you a gift. This is one of our Fuel Up to Play 60s t-shirts, so the students could win t-shirts and footballs and different things. We have gym bags and tote bags and things that they can win. So,
and really it's not a big stretch, because any young person who's involved in any sort of physical activity has to be concerned about nutrition now, don't they?
Sure. The obesity thing's there. You just want to get kids out and get them moving. I thought the day we were doing this, it was fun for me to kind of be out on the recess end of it and playing with the kids out there. But the kids were getting into it. They had fun. They were running. They even came up with different things. We would run down to the giant cheese, and then they would Gangnam style back, or they would do the karaoke back, or run backwards. So they were having fun, and they were getting exercise and not even realizing it, I think.
So they get exercise and they don't think about it, but you do engage them to think about what they're eating. And we've talked about the issue of obesity in schools and young people. And do you think you've been able to make an effect and communicate this message? You're taking some real cool things that young people are engaged with. Do you think they're tuned in?
The message is there, and I think they are. We're also doing a weekly tracker, so each week the students will fill out a tracker. Last week was dairy, this week is fruit. They mark down what fruit they ate every day. They're turning these in, and again they can win a prize, but it's bringing it to their attention. They're looking at what fruit they're eating, what vegetables they're eating. So it's fun, but yeah, they're getting the message, I think.
Focus on it now, and they kind of take those skills and thought process through life.
Correct, right.
Yeah.
Drink milk for life. So
yeah, so
you need to do it.
It all
the message is there.
Kind of fits. So what else are you telling young people now about nutrition and exercise? What are they really, not only to get involved and exercise, but what do you want them to learn?
And I think it is for life, just to do it. I think a lot of times you think of the computers, the Game Boys, the things that kids are, sitting down, watching television, doing the inactive things, and just getting out and playing again and moving and running and jumping and playing sports. It's all good for them as far as exercise. And good nutrition will give them the energy to do it all. So it ties together, and just getting out and moving and having fun.
And Brian, as you say, a tracker, but that real nutrition log is kind of telling to a lot of students. If they're not eating right, it's pretty easy to disclose when you have to write it all down, isn't it?
Yes, it shows, and the kids will come in and say, "Oh, we got to get our fruit today." So it's bringing it to their attention. So it's good.
What can parents do?
I think give them a good role model at home as far as preparing vegetables, eating fruit, having it available, the snacks, having fresh fruit, whole grains, things for them that are good for them. I know it's easy to, do the chips and things that might be in the cupboard or easy at hand, but just setting a good example, eating healthy, sitting down at dinner, having dinner with the kids is a big one. So.
And so if you get them into focusing on eating together and nutrition, maybe they're not eating the chips in front of the TV later.
Right.
And so you get people engaged and energized and make it a topic of conversation. It should improve the overall health of Charlotte Public Schools.
I think so. I think for everyone, it's good if your parents are eating vegetables and enjoying them. The kids see that, and I think that's going to help them go in the right direction. So,
yeah.
And involving them in cooking in the kitchen if they like to help prepare something, their favorite meal, or help clean vegetables. Trying to get them involved in preparation is great also.
Well, talk a little bit more about that aspect. What does the preparation really do for young people? What can they absorb and learn from it?
It just kind of ties them in. We have some student helpers that love to come in and help, and they take a pride in what they're doing and serving, and I think the staff member enjoy the students and getting their involvement and helping with them too. So it's good, I think, for students to see the food being prepared as well as eating it and enjoying it. But if they're part of the preparation, that's great. I think it's a little easier at home with a family meal than it is with 1,500 meals that we prepare on a daily lunch. So
for parents, food costs money. So do you think that they really make concessions for cost? Or how do you tell them to make food an investment for young people?
I think if you're eating what's in season, fruits and vegetables when they're in season, they're a great value. They taste great. They're very nutritious. So, they're excellent. You can freeze them. You still get the good nutrition from them if you freeze them and keep them, or buy frozen. So, potato chips, things like that, to me cost a lot of money compared to what you can get in fresh vegetables and fruit. So,
yeah.
It's a trade-off, and I think it's just reallocating and redirecting where you're spending your income for your food budget.
How do you get young people to ask their parents to get the good stuff at the store?
We did a kiwi and papaya taste test. And
Kiwi is great, isn't it?
It's great, and the kids got to choose which one they liked better. They tried both of them, and they had a sticker, and they went up and voted after kiwi won over the papaya. But I think just exposing them to new different items is a good thing to do to them, so they learn how to eat all the fruits and vegetables.
How do you really compare milk when you tell kids got milk and it's cool with football and everything, but milk or pop? It's kind of a tough choice for young people, isn't it?
Milk is much better than
it's
pop.
Much better for you. You don't want to
yeah.
take all the empty calories that
Right.
pop has.
So Encouraging them milk, water, saving the pop or punch or something for special occasion or an occasion, instead of having it as a daily substance. So, in limitation, you're okay.
And you're telling people they really can't rely on some of those fast foods, the chips and pop, for nutrition. That's the central message, isn't it?
They're not packed with nutrition. So
yeah. So to really keep kids coming to school and get them, the nutritional value that they need in what they eat, they've got to eat the right things. It's just not being full all the time.
Right. And the USDA has guidelines that we have to follow for breakfast, for lunch. So we are doing our part as far as working with parents and teaming with them as far as giving them good, healthy breakfast and lunch. We did, as part of our Fuel Up to Play 60 for the MEEP at the upper elementary, the days that they had MEEP, we provided a snack for them, a healthy snack. So they got milk, apple slices, a granola bar, or something like that each day when we were testing them on MEEP. So we are going to trial something and start having breakfast in the classroom, and starting each student out with the opportunity to have a good nutrition breakfast and put their best foot forward as far as starting the day and studying and having the nutrition that they need to do that. So
The school district can really play a role then in what you're saying in breakfast to some expanded measure. Lunch, you can make a lot of calculated decisions. Dinner becomes a little difficult, doesn't it?
Again, I don't think so. I mean,
well, you
if
give
the
them
parents...
knowledge, but you share knowledge with the parents, but sometimes they're not always thinking about nutrition.
Right. And everybody's got busy lives now,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's easier to run through the drive-through, but just being aware of it and, doing it again on an occasion of, 3-4 times a week is where you can run into trouble. And, just eating fruits and vegetables and whole grains will, help as far as having a stable diet and good nutrition.
There are a lot of great foods that young people might not experience, and you talk about kiwi. When they start to eat it, it really tastes good and is good for them.
Right.
And there are a lot of those kinds of foods, aren't there?
And I see our fruits are taken readily. The students do like them, the kiwi, the strawberries, the watermelon, they're nature's candy. So as far as fruits, that's an easy to me, and students like them and they'll take them. If they're not taking the whole fruit, they're taking apple juice or orange juice, and kids, that's not a stretch to get them to take fruit. The vegetables is a little harder, and it takes a while for them to like it, but once in a while you'll get a student through that'll just say, I love green beans, or something like that. So that makes our day when we hear that.
It's a little more challenging seasonally in the winter, isn't it? When there might be fruits and vegetables at the store, but not necessarily what's grown in the garden, or people, they have to really focus on making sure that they provide a nutritional diet to young people.
And when they're in their growing season, they're the best flavor, the best price that you can get on them, the best value as far as, when they're fresh out of the garden, that's great. But as you said, in the winter, you do have to go to the frozen. We buy frozen vegetables, versus the canned vegetables. So
still good.
Yeah.
Still good.
Frozen are good.
And so as the school district makes decisions about nutrition for young people, they come in, how do you make the package of a meal, for instance at lunch, really attractive? Do you do it based on variety, offering young people variety?
We do variety. Part of the USDA meal plan, we have to offer red and orange vegetables. We have to do the leafy vegetables. We have to offer beans, the whole grains. So we are required by the USDA to really make a big variety for the students to choose from.
Yeah, and so do you find that young people like to try new things?
Some of them do. You know, they'll be right up there to try something, especially if we're doing a taste test or something. There's a little excitement behind it. But then if they vote on it and we have it in the cafeteria next time, you know, they take a lot more of it. So, you know, it is an awareness thing and getting the kids into it and enjoying it and having a say in it. So, you know, I think the more awareness there is, the better.
What do you do to attack the quick, easy foods that kids like pizza? It's a challenge, isn't it? I mean, to really say, hey, let's try something a little bit different.
And the pizza's a great example. Kids love pizza. We had it today. You know, what we're doing though is changing the recipe of the pizza. It's whole wheat grain crust on it, so it is better for them. So we're still giving them something that they'll like and eat, yet we're, you know, stepping it up as far as nutrition value.
And really for young people who may have a weight problem, it's really an issue of portions too, isn't it?
Correct, yes. I mean, if you eat more calories than you're burning off, it's going to be a weight problem. So.
Yeah. So how do they play 60? I mean, young people who consume a lot of food and have a weight issue, they believe that they may have to have enough energy, but actually the weight doesn't give them extra energy, does it? It's just consuming calories.
The calorie gets turned into energy, but if you don't burn all of the calories that you're taking in, it does end up being a weight issue. So
yeah.
Most kids, if they get out and play, they're going to burn up the calories, and it's not going to be a problem. So it's moving them from the couch, the computer, the Game Boys, and getting them outside and playing football or basketball or running, jumping, biking, you know, whatever they can. And parents can play a role in that too, and get out and play with their children, and you know, encourage them to be active.
Well, this is kind of a unique program niche, this, you know, Play 60, Fuel Up. And for some people, they might not even think about taste. Food is fuel, isn't it?
Correct, yep, sure.
Yeah, so they're filling up the tank and they're going out for energy, and they need to have the right fuel to make sure that they can play 60. That's what the whole theme is about here, right?
Correct, yes.
And so, so far so good. You've gotten a lot of attention, and young people have been engaged in this message in nutrition. And are they walking away with some excitement?
I think so. I think the prizes are great. They love that, so that gets them excited, and they're getting the message, you know, to eat healthy and exercise. So I think it's working.
Yeah, and you could get a football or maybe even a T-shirt as you've shown. So that's a good thing too. Well, anything else that we've missed?
Nope. Just encourage your kids to, if they haven't, go on and sign up for Fuel Up to Play 60, and we're having more activities coming up. So.
Well, Brian, we'll have you back again. You are Mr. Nutrition in Charlotte Public Schools, and we appreciate that. And remember, if you've got some milk, you've got a nutritional drink in front of you. So I'm Bob Colton. We'll continue our conversations in Charlotte Public Schools.